So hi friends, welcome to my channel once again. So in the last video, in the previous video, we have discussed about the very high overview of RE framework, what exactly the framework is, what is RE framework at the definition level, right? And what are the phases in RE framework and what are the advantages in RE framework, right? So in this video, we are going to discuss uh, the template, the actual template of RE framework, right? So now we are not going to develop any workflows, but just we are going to see how the template is built, right? And now also we are just going one step ahead, not in depth though, just one step ahead of understanding what exactly the RE framework template is built, how exactly the RE framework template is built, right? So now I have launched the UiPath Studio. Now you have to come to the template form. So you can see many templates here, right? Transactional process template, trigger based automation, background process, orchestration process, etc. So now here you can find the robotic enterprise framework template, right? So let's here you can see the title of that. So this is used to create a transactional business processes that follow the best practices for large scale complex deployments or complex workflows, right? Let's click on this. Okay, so once you click, it will ask a widget to develop the, you have to give the name, right? So I will give re underscore uh, demo template, right? Let's click on create it. So it will take some time to create the template. So in this video we are just going to discuss, right, how the template is. Okay, so here you can see lot of folders, right? So we will go in depth one after another, but this video is just to understand the template at a very high level. So I believe me friends, so I repeat once again, based on my personal opinion, my based on my personal understanding, the more you solve the real-time examples or the workflows, the more you get the details about the RE framework. The theoretical perspective, you will understand it more. Okay, so this is a basic template or the template provided by UiPath. So this is what the RE framework template looks like. Okay, so don't go much detail at this point of time. Anyhow, you are going to do lot of workflows and lot of examples or lot of assignment of this. So you will definitely conquer. Definitely you will be master in RE framework. And believe me, guys, it's very simple. But the more you work on hands-on, the more you develop the workflows, right? The practical, you will be understanding it in a very, very better way. Okay, so like I said, it has got four phases. Okay, so one is init phase, that is initialization phase. Okay, next is uh, get transaction data phase, next is process transaction data phase, and next is end process. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one here. Okay, what exactly happens in init phase? So init phase means it will read the configuration file and initialize the application used in process. For example, uh, if we use two applications or three applications or one applications or n number of applications, right? So in this initialization phase, it will read the configuration file. We will see what exactly the configuration file is. It will initialize the applications used in the process. That's it. Next is get transaction data. It will get the transaction to be processed. So the transaction data might be you are getting it from the Excel sheet, you are getting it from the orchestrator queue items, or you are getting it from the database, or you are getting it from the emails or any other source. Just keep this in mind, right? So we'll discuss later in deep, right? Next is process transaction. So the process a single transaction means process with on a single set of data. Okay, the process means it will actual processing of your data, or the actual automation takes place in the process transaction state. Okay, so based on the data, okay, it will be the result of the processing can be either success or either exceptions, right? It might be business exception or system exceptions. Don't again means don't go in deep of business exception. You will gradually understand once you go for the real-time example, right? So the end process is one which is used to close all the application used, or to halt the automation process, right? Fine. I repeat, what happens is initialization phase is it will initialize all the applications, it will read the config file and initialize all the application. That's it at this point of time. Get transaction is used to get the transaction data. Okay, data might be from Excel sheet, from orchestration queues, emails, DB, etc., etc. The process is processing the data. Here is where the actual processing or the actual automation process will start executing. Okay, so based on the data in the process state, it may be success, it may be you will find exception or error, it might be business exception, system exception, etc., right? End process is used to halt the application. Okay, so this is the a template or the structure given by UiPath and team. So the important aspect here is, see, all the workflows. Okay, let's go in initialization phase. Okay, so in initialization phase you can see, okay, you have to understand what exactly the configuration file is. Okay, now I will go to data, right? Then inside data you can see the config.xlsx, right? Inside data you can see the config.slxx. So why we are going to use this, what exactly is this config file? Okay, so first we should understand what exactly this config file is. Okay, so the config file is a file which has all the configuration settings. So all the configuration settings means what? Okay, so here is a file wherein you can able to, okay, define a kind of global variables. For example, URL. Okay, what is the value? You can define abc.com, right? Then you can also define user credentials. Okay, so this is just a configuration file, okay, which is also known as, which has got all the configuration settings. So this you can consider as the master file in terms of credentials or the data, or you can give the path of your Excel file. If you're using Excel, you can do whatever you want. And also it has some constant, right? So the maximum retry number, right? Exception screenshot, where to save your screenshot. Okay, so this you will get gradually. Okay, don't go in depth right now, just understand that config file, uh, which config file is a one which has got all the configuration settings. It is used to store a global variables or any variables which you are using it quite frequently, like user credentials or URLs, so username, passwords, or the path of your Excel sheets, or the path of your screenshots, whatever you want to handle it globally. Okay, and it is also used to get the asset. So if you are using orchestrator, then it is used to work with the assets, or it is used to set the assets, right? So this also we are going to see in detail when you are performing hands-on, right? So I don't want to save it. Okay, now so this is the basic thing, right? So initialization phase. Okay, so what it does is it will first read the config file. Okay, so this you no need to change. 99.999% you are not going to change anything. This is very easy template they have built in. We are just going to tweak or edit this or use this as a template and develop our workflows. Okay, so at the first go, it's expected that if you don't understand everything, that is well and good. Okay, so these are all standards. No need to worry about how this will work and what exactly the structure behind it or the concept behind it, right? Just understand that initial init phase is used to initialize the application, and you should understand what is a config file, right? Config file is a one which is used which has all the configuration settings, or which you can use it to store the global variables or any kind of variables, and which has have the constants, and you can also add the assets when you are dealing with orchestrator, right? So these are all constants, no need to worry much in that. Okay, so here they have already developed the workflows like invoke init all application workflows. Okay, so this also we are going to uh, go in depth when we are developing the workflows practically. Okay, now here you can see during initialization phase, first it will read your config file. Okay, then it will open the first it will read your config file. Okay, and it will initialize your URL, your username, password, your orchestrator settings, or whatever the settings, or your screenshot path or your Excel path, whatever the data path, etc. So this will initialize it. Okay, and it will also initialize the application used for automations. Now here first it will check if it is success, right? Then it will go to the next phase is get transaction data phase, or else if there is a error in reading the config file, then it will end the process. Okay, at a very high level. Now don't go much in depth of what system exception is, nothing. This we will deal when we are dealing with the basic example. Okay, the first phase is initialization phase. If initialization is successful, then it will go to the next phase. If initialization is not successful, then it will end the process, right? So this is what initialization phase is. Next, get transaction data phase. Okay, so get transaction data phase, here in this phase what happens is we are getting the transaction data. Okay, we are getting the transaction data. This is also a template, and it has got all the predefined workflows developed. We are just going to use those workflows, and we are just going to tweak it based on our requirements. Okay, so next thing is get transaction data. Okay, so I will just open the workflow and see what exactly this get transaction data sequence does. Okay, this gets an item from specified source like orchestrator queues, spreadsheet, that is Excel sheet, database, mailboxes, web APIs, etc, etc. Okay, so here it will check if the data is there. If the data is there, then it will proceed to the next phase. If the data is not there, it will go to end phase, right? So here it's a condition. Okay, they have clearly mentioned this get transaction item. This is to deal with orchestrator. You will gradually will come to know when we are dealing with the example of orchestrator. So this optional step can be used to include more information about transaction item. Transaction item means data, right? For if the transaction item is valid, or if the transaction item is not null, in a very layman term, is not nothing means is not null. Okay, in a very layman term, then it will process, it will go to the next phase, that is process phase. If transaction item is nothing, okay, then it will halt the execution. Okay, so thus you should keep it in mind that transaction data, get transaction data is the second phase, right, where this will get the data from the required source and it will validate the data. If the data is present, then it will go to the process transaction. If there is no data, then it will go to end the process or halt the process. That's it at this point of time, right? So the next and last phase is process transaction. Okay, so if you open the process transaction, okay, so you will be seeing here the blank. Okay, so process transaction is, this is where we are going to build our process. So this is where we are going to write our, develop the workflows. Okay, so everything rest, everything is ready made. Okay, so we are just going to tweak some arguments, some variables, etc., right? So this is a phase where we are going to build a process. So if you build a process, okay, the data we are getting it from the previous phase, that is get transaction phase. How to do it, we will discuss it further. Okay, so this is process transaction phase. Okay, so in process transaction phase, like I said, okay, here it's very important. So if you see uh, the finally, okay, so this phase is very important. So here if it's a success, then it will go to the, it will try to get the next transaction item. If it's a business exception, what to do, we are going to see it in the our practical session. If we are system exception or system error, this also it will halt the execution. Okay, so now just keep in mind that first, see, first is initialization phase. If config, it will read the configuration settings from the config file. If it is successful, it will go to get the data. If this is failure, then it will end the process. Now in get transaction phase, it will try to fetch the data. If there is no data, then it will stop the execution or end the process. So if there is a valid data, it will go to process transaction. Also in process transaction we have three types. Okay, so let me drag it. Okay, so in the process transaction we have three types. Success means it will keep on getting the valid data. If there is problem in the data or if there is problem in the processing, it will throw the business exception. We will see it in detail what exactly the business exception is. If it is a system failure, it will throw the, you know, the system exception. Okay, so this kind of exception we are going to see exactly when we are going to deal with one simple example or one simple example or one simple hands-on practical example. By using, we are going to develop it with RE framework. So at that time we are able to see it or able to understand how each and every process or each and every phase of RE framework will work out, right? So this is a very high note on what exactly the RE framework template is, right? So also in the left side, if you just expand the framework as uh, folder, you will see all the workflows. Okay, so these are all pre-written workflows. Okay, so we just need to drag and drop whenever these workflows are needed, and we are just going to tweak these workflows based on our requirements. That's it. So RE framework, it's very simple. Okay, it looks quite complex, but if you keep on practicing it, it's very simple, and you will understand it very better. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching this. So in the next video we are going to deal with one simple example, and we will see all the phases, like how it initialization phase, what happens in get transaction data phase, and what happens in process transaction phase, and what happens and we are going to end the process. So we are going to deal with a very simple example. In the next example, we will catch up into the practical aspect of RE framework. So thanks for watching this, and just we'll see in my next video. Thank you guys, thanks for this.